Thanks, Nick, for being here. We're really excited at Flybridge to announce that we've led the $5.5 million seed round into Nick's startup, VoiceRun. We've seen a ton of voice startups exploding over the past couple of years, but we actually think that the most interesting one is right here. Can you tell us a little bit about VoiceRun, what you're doing?
Yeah, happy to share. Thank you for saying the nice words. I think we think about like phone experiences in the past, right? You call somewhere and they don't answer. You call and it rings. You call and you're on hold. And you call or you get some old, like press 1 for this, press 2 for this, right? It's to the point where in the past, when you call and a human answers, it's like you have that sigh of relief. Oh, someone's going to take care of me. But in the future, I think it's going to look a little different, right? I think in the future, when you call and a human answers, you might be more frustrated. You might say, oh, they don't speak my home language, right? Or, oh, I have to be on hold to wait for the human, right? The right answer is that every phone call should be answered immediately. They should speak the language that you prefer, right? They should be able to carry out the actions to serve you the way that you want to be served, right? And that future's coming, right? And so that's what we're about. We're going to bring that future way faster than all these other voice AI providers you're talking about. And I think the way that we're going to do it is by focusing on enterprises that exist in the ecosystem today, right? If you're a restaurant, you rely on a tech company to be your operating system. If you're a bank, you have a huge software team that's charged with the task of serving your customers, right? And looking at every vertical across the stack, there are always these technological hubs that act as a system of record, or they act as an operating system for their vertical. And our view is that those are the people that should be deploying great voice agents that answer the call every time, or that you can just speak to in your car app, when you're driving, or on your mobile app. Those are the right players to build these things because they have the native understanding of what's important to their customers. And so our approach at VoiceRun is enterprise-grade voice agent builder for those type of enterprises. You want to know how we do it? See how I got in front of you right there? Yeah.
I would love to know how you do it.
When we work with an enterprise, we're focused on 3 different things, right? Infrastructure, tooling, and business logic. And so the infrastructure is a lot of the challenge, and it's a lot of the thing that's keeping them paralyzed today, right? When you think about the expectations of people when it comes to phone, right? They want a response in 750 milliseconds. They're all over the world. They speak all of these languages. And we're trying to build voice agents that can do all of that. We can get back to you in your native language in 750 milliseconds. Oh, and we want it to be intelligent, and we want it to integrate with these digital systems, right? So like that's the task that humans are trying to accomplish, that's the environment they're operating in. And so you need grade A world-class infrastructure to do that. And so if you're a company, you don't have to go build all that infrastructure. You get it out of the box with us. The next thing is you need tooling to understand what's happening, right? You're not walking up and down rows of a call center listening to conversations, right? These are all just happening. And so you need to have the observability to know every conversation, what happened, right? I need to review the transcripts. I need to see the, how many seconds or milliseconds did it take to get back to my users? And you probably don't have the human staff to oversee all of that. Right. And so we're using agents and LLMs to review every single conversation, right? You need that tooling layer. And then lastly, you need this business logic layer that's actually going to determine what does your voice agent sound like? Mm-hmm. What can they do? What systems can they take actions in? Mm-hmm. You could imagine for a restaurant, like your voice agent needs to actually book the time, right? They actually have to communicate with the table management system and book that time. And this is where I think the whole industry's gotten it wrong. When you look at, I know, controversial. When you look at voice agent builders today, almost all of them are these no-code solutions where you're like dragging and dropping these call flows. And that's just not the way you're going to build enterprise-grade software. Enterprise-grade software has to be code first, because you can't anticipate all the 1,000 little things you're going to need to do and package them up into a UI. And so our agent building, where all the agent logic is code first. And so those are the 3 ways.
So a small restaurant on its own might like the no-code solution, but it's still a big lift for them, and that's one business, whereas you can build it for the entire platform that's serving millions of restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're that restaurant, you can build the no-code agent, just like you said, but now you've got to figure out how do you integrate your little bespoke no-code solution into OpenTable or Resi, whoever you might use, right? That you're a restaurant owner. Like that's not what you do.
Right.
And so that's difficult.
Yeah.
But those platforms, OpenTable, Resi, et cetera,
Yeah.
sorry to the ones I didn't mention, but those are the right people to build this,
Right.
but they're not going to build it on a no-code tool. They
Right.
need real enterprise-grade code-first tooling and infrastructure to do this. And that's what we do.
Yeah, I think that's what got us excited about what you're doing. I mean, the extensibility, the customizability, the reliability at enterprise scale is just unlike what anybody else is doing in this space. And that means you can bring that power of voice at scale to many more people in many more different kinds of situations.
That's exactly right. That's what we do.
What's next for VoiceRun in 2026?
We have a really exciting 2026. We are launching in Singapore, right? We have a customer there, Australia, all across APAC. We're already serving a bunch of US, North American customers. So we're going to keep servicing them. What we didn't realize when we started working with them is they don't want one voice agent. They want a whole fleet. And so we're working on them on next, projects. At the same time, there's a lot of big companies out there that need to get on this voice interface. They have a lot of customers to serve, and we're looking forward to talking to them and helping them do that. Lastly, I'd be a bad CEO if I didn't mention we're headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts. Of course, we're hiring great operators, great builders. We're looking forward to talking to you in 2026.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.